Hi, and welcome back to the Citizen Channel as our continuing look at the Benjamin Mendy Louis Sahart MATTURIE trial. We're up to trial day 29 on the 24th of October 2022. So please join me for that. If you are new to this channel, I do everything City, past, present, forever, the good, the bad, and the not so good, and the ugly, of course. But this has caused great interest, of course. A case is expected to last around 50-55 days. Say we're up to day 29 now. So leave us your comments, guys. Let me know what you think. Please, if you are new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notification. It'd be great to have you on board. And give us a thumbs up, guys. Nice to get views, get lots of views for this trial information. Just give us it's nice to feel appreciated. A thumbs up's always very, very welcome. My thanks in advance if you can do that for me. That'd be wonderful. Right, to summarise, Mr. Mendy, of age 28, is accused of 7 counts of rape against 4 women, 1 count of attempted rape, and 1 count of sexual assault. The offence is alleged to have taken place at his Cheshire home between October 2018 and August 2021, relating to 7 women in total. Mr. MATTURIE from Eccles, Salford, is accused of 6 counts of rape and 3 counts of sexual assault related to 7 women. Judge Stephen Everett resides at Chester Crown Court, and my thanks as ever to the Manchester Evening News court timeline, and their court reporter today is Seamus McDonnell. Both defendants are in dock today. Benjamin Mendy was ill for a little while, but he's back in the dock with his co-defendant today. 11:22 a.m. The cross-examination of woman 13 started. Lisa Wilding KC, defending Mr. MATTURIE, is asking the questions. The woman agrees she has rewatched her police video interview, which was conducted in January of this year. She agrees that she had told police she didn't want to have sex with a man called Sahart MATTURIE, but that she went along with it. Woman 13 agrees with the KC that she didn't tell anybody of the allegation of rape. I didn't tell anyone, said woman 13. Woman 13 is asked whether she was shown a picture featuring Mr. MATTURIE and Mr. Mendy to enable her to identify the man she says raped her. The woman says she saw a picture, but it was only of Mr. MATTURIE, not Mr. Mendy. Woman 13 agreed she learned that Louis Sahart MATTURIE was later charged with sexual offences. She agreed she later exchanged WhatsApp messages about the charges. Woman 13 agreed with the KC that after she had read about the charges in the paper, she did a lot of Googling. She said she had read in the newspaper reports that Mr. MATTURIE was a football agent. Woman 13 agreed she discussed the charges with one of her friends, and photos said to have been taken at the time of the alleged rape. She agreed with the KC that in her police video interview she had told officers she had almost no memory of the sex she said had taken place. But I did have sex, she told the jurors. She admitted she could not recall the sex. Pressed further by the KC, she said, I just don't know afterwards how I felt. Woman 13 also agreed she could not recall what was said between the two of them. It was a long time ago, she said. Asked if she recalled how it started, the woman told the jurors, I can remember kissing. I was sat on the edge of the bed. And you can't remember how it ended, said the KC. It ended with me on the edge of the bed, said the woman. Pressed further, woman 13 said, well, he had his penis out. I think he was just expecting it was going to happen. The woman agreed with the KC that she told the police more than once that she had just gone along with it. Yes, I would say so. Yes, I don't know. I was just young, answered the woman. Pressed again on telling the police she told MATTURIE she didn't want to have sex. Woman 13 continued, he was basically not really taking no for an answer, which is why we ended up having sex. Woman 13 agreed she had told police officers Mr. MATTURIE had put Vaseline on his penis and that he had asked her whether it was the biggest penis she had ever seen. The woman agreed that she told officers it was short and stubby. Asked how many times she'd seen Mr. MATTURIE, the woman said twice, but later clarified it was 3 times. Once in a pub, once when they are said to have gone on a date at Nando's, and then a third occasion when she saw him at Deansgate Locks in Manchester, where she said she fell over in her heels. Asked if she could recall a conversation at Nando's about going back to Mr. MATTURIE's flat, the woman said, maybe, I'm not too sure. The KC asked the woman about telling the police that she was sitting on the edge of the bed in Mr. MATTURIE's flat, that they were kissing, but that she could not really remember. Woman 13 agreed with the KC that she couldn't remember how it started. She agreed she couldn't recall how long the sex had taken or what had happened during the sex. I don't think it was for a long time, though, she told the jurors. She said Mr. MATTURIE then drove her home. I remember him driving me home, but I don't remember what we spoke about or any details about it, she told the court. She said she couldn't recall if the pair were in touch afterwards, adding, I don't think we would have been. Woman 13 agreed that at the time of the date with Mr. Mature, she had told a friend she was excited about going out with someone who was older and more mature. She agreed with the KC she had not told that friend about the alleged rape that happened that night. I didn't say anything to anybody, not a single soul, said Woman 13. She agreed with the KC she had told police she could not record details of what was alleged to have happened, but did recall she was not into him, although she did remember kissing him. Pressed about the point at which she could not recall events, Woman 13 said, I just can't remember how the sex started. She recalled telling police that Mr. Maturi was on his back with his penis out. Asked what happened next, Woman 13 said, I'm not too sure because I was on the edge of the bed. Miss Wilding pressed the woman further, asking, do you even know what position you were in when the alleged rape happened? And the woman said, I think he's probably on top of me. I definitely would not have been on top of him. The woman said her mind was blank. The KC suggested the woman, her client, would have referred to himself as Stephen rather than Sahar. If he did, I don't remember that he was called Stephen. I knew him as Sahar, she said. The woman said she could not recall the defendant mentioning he was in the Yorkshire Regiment of the Army during their alleged encounter. The KC pressed the woman about her telling police she'd felt she had to have sex with the defendant. She suggested she didn't communicate her feelings at the time. No, it was clear I didn't want to have sex, she told the jurors. She added, I was on the edge of the bed and I said no. Woman 13 accepted she had told police in her interview that the whole sex part had vanished from my memory. Asked about the next time she's alleged to see Mr. Maturi, the woman said the alleged encounter on Deansgate Locks happened in the same year. Woman 13 said she screamed when she saw him approaching her at Deansgate Locks and she fell over in her heels. He backed off. From what I remember, he got into a car. He's walking in the direction of the parked car on Deansgate Locks, she told the jury. Ms. Wilding told the woman it was her duty to put Mr. Maturi's case and give her an opportunity to respond. Woman 13 agreed the sex part of the alleged rape had vanished from her memory. The KC said, I suggest to you that what this gave every appearance of was a perfectly date and sexual encounter. The lawyer continued that the one thing that the woman could recall was telling Mr. Maturi she didn't want to have sex, but not being able to recall any details of the sex. Woman 13 said, but we did have sex. The KC went on, if this happened, could it have been that she was giving every indication she was willing to have sex? Definitely not, answered the woman. In your words, you went along with it, said the KC. Woman 13 said, I went along with it, but I didn't want to have sex with him. I felt I had to have sex with him. He made me feel I had to have sex with him. He was exposed. I think he just expected it of me. She went on, I don't want to have sex. I don't want to have sex. He should not have kept trying to have sex with me. As she simply regretted it afterwards, the woman said, it's not that I regretted it. I just didn't want to have sex with him. The KC suggested to the woman that after reading about the sex charges against her client, she had turned your really forgettable sex into sexual allegations. The woman said, no, not at all. I remember how I felt after. I remember how I felt when I saw the article. I remember how I felt when I saw him in the street after it happened. You know how you feel when you don't want to have sex with somebody? I know I didn't. The jurors have read a statement from a friend of Woman 13, dated January of this year. She recalled a WhatsApp group she was a member of, as well as Woman 13 and 5 other girls. The witness recalled how the sex charges against Mr. Mendy and Mr. Maturi were discussed on the group. A screenshot of an article was posted, she said. The woman said she then received a phone call from Woman 13 who mentioned an incident with Mr. Maturi and Woman 13 in 2012. Woman 13 told her she went back to his flat and was forced to have sex with him, the jurors are told. Woman 13 told her she realised it was not an isolated incident and needed to report it to the police. Woman 13 admitted she had blocked it out of her mind, according to a friend. The witness said she'd scrolled back through her pictures on Facebook and found one of Woman 13 and Mr. Maturi dated in July 2012. The trial was adjourned for the day and will resume tomorrow, Tuesday, the 25th of October, 2022. So please, guys, leave us your comments. Thanks for joining me for this. We'll continue this tomorrow, of course. And until we meet again, that's one thing. Please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.